Hello, Andy here from YMD. We've got an update for the YMD1. This has been out for almost 8 years now, so it's not exactly a new product, but we have changed a few things. We're ever evolving and just refining this more and more and more. So I wanted to do a new video and show you the current state of things and just help you get through install as quickly and smoothly as possible. So we've got the kit laid out here. This is what you get in the kit. You've got the shells, titanium, hardware, some shims. Talk about that in a second. We've got thread locker, and then we've got wrench. You'll have one of these two. I'm trying to include these in the new kits, but I need to get an agreement with Wera to do that. But then we've also got a little bit that's going out now. So you'll have one type of wrench. In the older kits, we had regular Allen wrenches. The process is all the same, no matter what you have. Then we've got your donor equipment, so your key. Old key, we need the remote and the key blade. So the case comes apart. There's our remote, we will need that. And then there's the key blade. So the key blade, to take this out, occasionally I get people asking, hey, my key is a part of the case, I don't know how to get it out. Well, here's how you get it out. So grab a pair of pliers. Here's one that I've already ripped out, but I'm just going to simulate the way that I do this. So grab it just like that, okay? And then grab onto the key blade and twist the key blade and the pliers into each other, and it'll just fall right out. The plastic is pretty weak, so it's just going to fall right out. So there you go. Now we've got our key blade. So let's take the case back and populate the nuts. I've already put 2 in there. Put the third one in right now. Okay, and those just press in. If you've got a case that's particularly tight on the nuts, sometimes it helps to press it partway in and then turn it upside down real carefully and just press it down. And you can press that way, and it's just easier to get it pushed in that way. So a little tip for you there. All right, let's grab the case front, small titanium, remote. Now take your key blade and lay that in here. Now here's where you need to know what shim to use. For the T-style blades, this is by far the most common. For this style blade, you're going to use the simple rectangular shim, just like that. This is a thick shim. I'm debating including a thinner one as well. So there might be 2 of those, or maybe there's just one. The way you want to test that, if you lay the titanium down, you want that hole to have at least a little bit of overlap. So hopefully you can see that on the camera. If you can't get much overlap, you might need a thinner shim. All right. If you have a U-style key, these are pretty rare, but this will work too. So we've got a shim like this, and it fits in just like that. And then you put this in, and then you're going to want this face, so the one where there's more brass exposed, you want that face down. And if you do use this U style, one unique little trick, you slip the extra nut right into there. So each kit comes with 1 extra nut. If you have the U, and only if you have the U, only if you have this one, take that nut and put it right in there. If you don't have a U, do not use that nut. Do not put a U, or do not put a nut in there. That's only for the U. So for everybody else, no nut in there. And then the last shim, this is for the I-style blades. The I-style blades don't have wings, so it looks kind of like that. And it's got little notches cut in it. So if that's the key you have, then you'd use that I-style shim like that. But we don't have that, so we're going to proceed with this common shim right there. So now large titanium, and then we've got our case back. And now the first screw that I like to do is for the key blade. And now we're going to get into something new. So thread locker. We've tried a lot of things over the years, And the approach that I like best is thread locker, otherwise known as Loctite. So here's the process. We need to get just a little dip, or a little drop of this. So just one drop right there. That is plenty. Perhaps too much, but we're going to go for it. So you thread that in. And we're just going to get it started on the key. No need to get it tight right now. We're just going to get it started. So I'll leave it right there. Just wipe away any thread locker you get on there. And we'll grab our next screw. Same thing, just a tiny little dab of thread locker. Okay. And what this does, it helps prevent the screws from loosening over time. But we use a special low strength thread locker so that if you want it to come apart, like say when you need to change your battery, it comes apart no problem. So it's extra low strength. It's not gonna seize any of the screws or cause a problem like that. It's just enough to keep it from coming loose on its own. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna go around the case, make sure that those are all snug. And while I'm doing this, I'm holding the case to make sure that it's all aligned. We want this sandwich of parts to be nice and neat. Okay, now we go back to the center screw. So this may come through on camera. The screw's about flush right now. It's nowhere near tight. We've got to go way down into the case. So these other screws don't require much torque at all. They should not be poking out the back. If they start to poke out the back, you've gone way too far. Back it up and try again. But the center screw, or the center screw that goes through the key, that one should go in pretty far. So hopefully that comes through. Just gonna tidy up this little screw here. There we go, beautiful. All right, so there's our kit. And you can see no wiggle in the key. The center screw and the shim hold that very firmly in place. If it moves, you probably just need to work on the shim, or you need to make sure that center screw is good and tight. So that's the updated YMD1 from YMD for 2024. Again, the packaging might change. Hopefully we're including these going forward. But regardless, you'll get some version of this hardware and the shims, and it accommodates all the keys that you might have. Thanks.